Right, so inshallah, so far we've done the beliefs in Allah, we've done the beliefs in angels. Today we've got half an hour, I'd say, today to finish off. Jeff, can you do me a favour? Can you go to Ustadh Shahban? Tell him that he's got 25 minutes, yeah? Take it, and then we'll switch. Yeah, it's 1:15. So we've done beliefs in Allah, we've done beliefs in angels. Today we're going to do beliefs in the revelations. Then we're going to do beliefs in Allah's messenger and the hereafter and the unseen. We're going to quickly go through it because today we'll finish that off, and then tomorrow is really important you turn up to tomorrow's in this class. The reason why it's tomorrow is we're going to go over the beliefs and the acts which can take a person's iman away. That's really important, you know that, yeah? So inshallah we'll start by the beliefs in the books of Allah. Right, so Allah the Most Merciful communicated His messages. If you can't hear me, just tell me speak up. Okay? Allah the Most Merciful communicated His messages to His prophets. To the messengers He sent down scriptures and books. All prophets were not given books, but they received revelation. Okay, so all prophets were not given books, but they received revelation. So who were the prophets that were given books? What's their name? No, what's the title of these prophets? Rasul. Sometimes people ask what's the difference between Nabi and a Rasul. Nabi is a prophet as well. They receive revelation. But the people who, the Anbiya that received revelation, that received, they all received the Anbiya that received their own book were Rasuls. And so what's the other what's the another word for what they received? It was they received divine law, they received Sharia, a new Sharia. So the Anbiya that received new Sharia and a new book, they were called Rasuls, but they're still Nabi as well, yeah? It is obligatory to believe Allah the All-Knowing revealed these books, and at the time of revelation they were free from any imperfection or error. So what does that mean, Imran? No, so it's obligatory that these books, that Allah revealed these books initially. So in our belief system, it's important to know that every book that these prophets came with, in its original form, Allah revealed it. Okay, so the Bible, in its original form, Allah revealed, yeah, and it's Allah's book. In the Torah, before it got changed, in its original form, Allah's revealed it, and when Allah revealed it, it was free from imperfections. It was only after that. Sorry, make space for you. It was only after it got changed and amended. Okay.
What was the Bible then? Because it's like it has so many different authors. Did it back then as well?
We don't know. We've not got the original copy. We don't know. Yeah, now it's like Paul, John. There still is. If the Bible's been preserved in two languages, the Old Testament in Hebrew, and the New Testament's been preserved in Greek. So if you look into the original preserved text, there's still some remnants. But there might be something you read in the Bible. There might be still bits from Allah, but you don't know which is from Allah or which they changed.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. So there's 4 major books that were revealed. The Torah, who was that revealed to? Does anyone know? There's a Musa alayhi salam. Yeah. Torah. Injil. Who was that revealed? Isa alayhi salam, Jesus Christ, yeah? That's the Bible that we know, yeah? The Zabur. Dawood alayhi salam, yeah? And then finally the Quran. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yeah? All of these scriptures preceding the Quran have been tampered with and changed by their people. The original manuscripts are absent, while the Quran is protected by Allah, the preserver from any change and tampering. It will remain protected until the end of the world. What's one way how we protect the Quran? Does anyone know? Huh? Hifz. And that was one of the ways that they would be protected through Taraweeh as well. Because just imagine, when the Hifz, the only way that when they recite the whole Quran in Taraweeh, that's one of the ways that they preserve it. You imagine the pressure on the Hifz at that point. Hamid's been stressed out last 2-3 days. Yeah, because he's got to preserve. That's one way. If it weren't for the Taraweeh, maybe it's the mistake. We wouldn't, Na'uzubillah, we wouldn't say they won't be preserved. But the Hufaz, it sort of keeps them in check, keeps them on their toes. Yeah, it keeps them on their toes. So that's one of the ways. Now, I was watching, I know I'm going off topic, but does everyone know anyone called Sheikh Khalid Yassine? He's American, but he lives in UK. And he was saying in his lectures, one of his lectures, he was saying that if all the books of all the religions were thrown into the sea, every religion would lose its book apart from Islam, and within 24 hours we'd have our book back. Because you could get 1,000 Hufaz together and they will all recite, and obviously any mistakes they will take them up. Don't know how they do in Taraweeh with someone. Yeah, in fact, but I'm just saying, even if they'll be able to. But like, do not, like, for example, any Hufaz who makes a mistake, behind him the one that he can help him to correct it. So we should believe in all divinely revealed books, those we know and those we don't know. But as far as teaching and following is concerned, we must only follow the Quran. We believe in all of these books in its original form, yeah, that they were revealed to Allah. But we don't follow any of them. We only follow the Quran. All of the books have been abrogated and cancelled. Like we said, when a new Rasul comes with a new Sharia, the previous book is cancelled. Yeah, then you follow the new book. Yeah. So, for example, when Hazrat Isa alayhi salam came with the Injil, with the Bible, he cancelled the previous. Then everyone had to follow that. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with the Quran, cancelled the Bible out. Yeah. So then everyone had to follow the Quran. So. So those who do not, each letter of the Quran is the speech of Allah. So the Quran from this angle is not a created thing. So the Quran is original way is the speech, kalam of Allah as well. So what did we say? We said the sifat is part of the sifat, it's part of his speech. So it's not a created thing, it is original. So those who do not believe the Quran is revealed book of Allah, the Lords of all prophets and messengers, the Quran gives them a challenge. Allah the Exalted says, if you are in any doubt whether it's from me who has revealed this book to our servants, then produce just a chapter like it and call all your supporters and seek in it support of all others except Allah. Accomplish this if you are truthful. But if you fail to do this, and you will be certainly fail, then have fear of a fire whose fuel is humans and stones, and is then being prepared for those who deny the truth. So, the Quran is in its form is poetry. In the Arab subcontinent, in the Arab lands back then, when it was 1400 years ago, poetry was the most important thing, and it's how people could get their status could get higher, and also the status could decrease. You know how nowadays you say something goes viral. It was like through poetry. If, for example, someone wanted, let's say if I didn't like Imran, I'd get like a poet to write a poem about him. It'd go viral and he'd lose his respect. Honestly, that's how it worked. That's why, who did the Quraysh hire at the time to say, write poems, bad poems against the Prophet ﷺ? Does anyone know this person's name? What's his name? Huh? Hassan bin Thabit. He was Adnan Farman. What's the name? Sayyidina Hassan bin Thabit. He was a Sahabi. So what happened was that he came. He wasn't originally a Muslim. He was a very famous poet, and the Quraysh hired him to debase the Prophet ﷺ. So like I said, when the poet used to come then, and what happened was, I'll give you an example of how powerful it is. I was watching a video and they was telling you about two rival poets at a time. And these two rival poets, they were on par. You know how you get two like football, call it Messi, Ronaldo, of poetry. And one person from a tribe, a certain tribe, said that one poet is better than the other. That poet went to him, and this tribe was a very powerful tribe. And he went to the tribe, the person who said it, and he said to him, look, you've said that he's better than me. Now please tomorrow say that he's not in the marketplace. Because marketplace is Twitter. That's why they call Twitter the, what do they call it? They call it the internet marketplace. Yeah? It's like Twitter. It was like where all conversation happened in the marketplace, yeah? Now, he went there and he goes, okay, but then a bit of arrogance came into him and said, who is he to tell me what to say? So the day after, he changed his mind. And he said, no, I think he's still better than you. He goes, okay, I'm going to destroy your tribe. So he went there and he said to his assistant, he goes, you just keep lighting the candle until I blow it out. Because he goes, I'm going to write a poem. Then he wrote a poem. At the end of the poem, he said, it says a certain thing that he thinks his tribe is big, but it will never be bigger than mine. Something along them lines. And this poem went viral. And this tribe, they were so arrogant, this certain tribe, that when they used to say the name of the tribe, they used to elongate a certain word. So he used to say, to show that how prideful they were. It got so bad that because it went all over Arabia at this time, that the tribe, they even changed their name because they didn't want to be known. They changed the name of the tribe, and from then on they didn't call themselves that name. That name that I said, that prideful name, because they didn't want to be known as that tribe, because it was like embarrassing. Because he said at the end of it that your tribe, you think your tribe is big, but it'll never be as big as mine. So it's like it knocked their confidence. That's how important poetry was then.
It's like social media.
Yeah, but so the poets at the time had the highest status in society. So imagine, this is
drill music, isn't it?
yeah. Fabio's like getting excited on it. Yeah, but they had the highest status in society at that time. Now this is like, so the reason why I'm mentioning that is, just imagine Allah was just saying this now, that if there's any doubt whether this book is being revealed from me, then gather the best of you, and then all the rest. So that Allah is saying that get all of humanity together and just write it. But if you don't believe it, that if you can't do it, which you will fail, then know that you will certainly fail, then have fear of the fire whose fuel is humans and stones, that we've prepared for people who deny the truth. Why? Because then Allah's setting a challenge that if you don't know it, then you know that then you know that Allah's the truth. So then Allah's, it's in a way what's He doing? It's increasing the yaqeen as well. Even the non-believers, that because they can't beat it. So this challenge stands from the revelation of the Quran more than 1400 years to this day. Knowledge, science and technology and art have developed over centuries, but this challenge still stands. The Quran is not saying to produce a book, but a chapter like it. So it's not saying produce a book, just a small chapter like it. The shortest chapter in the Quran only consists of 3 verses. What more can there be evidence of the truth? So it's not even, Allah's not even saying that a book is just 3 verses. You can't even produce 3 verses like it. Allah sent down the Quran to make the manifest and clear, to make manifest and clear everything which considers being for the good for people in this world as well as in the hereafter, and there is no inconsistencies in its verses. The Quran also manifests what is the evil and harmful for humans and jinn in this world and the next. There are hundreds of thousands of Muslims who we know who follow the Quran's word, who memorize the Quran by heart, which Hufaz, of course. Now, we're going to move on to beliefs in Allah's messages. Allah the All-Knowing and Merciful communicates guidance through the agency of prophethood. Yeah? So guidance guidance comes through prophethood. Yeah? Whenever Allah Azza wa Jal wants to guide human being, he uses prophet. This is why, like they mentioned it, the teacher, the best teacher mentioned the other day that there's 2 million creation species, yeah, that Allah Azza wa Jal Himself guides, but human beings, He sends prophets to guide them, yeah, humans to guide them. So prophets are chosen people who invite people to Allah. So Fabio, what does that mean?
They're like I don't know how to put it into any words.
So obviously, what that means is that you can't be chosen to be a prophet. It's Allah chooses. You can't say, oh, Na'uzubillah, someone puts their hand up, I'm a prophet. No, it's Allah chooses who's a prophet. Yeah? And so I'm going to ask you a question now. What's the greatest dua that anybody's ever made for anyone? Do you know? Don't say it. You know from last year. Does anyone know? Anyone new? Imran? Awais?
Has it been made?
That's been made in history, the greatest dua. It's only one dua. It's in the Quran. There will be some people from last year that were here, so I'm not going to pick them. They'll know. Do you know, my brother?
One dua from the Quran.
Yeah, but it's the greatest dua in history.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة.
No.
Guide me to the straight path.
No. Uncle, do you know? Faryad? Actually, Faryad might know. Yahya? Zain? No. Adil? Hamza? Do you not know? Brother? Okay, I'll tell you. It's the dua that Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam made for Harun when they said that, oh, Allah give me a helper in Harun. That dua made a normal person a prophet. He received prophethood because of that dua. That's the highest thing that anybody's ever received of a dua. So just imagine the dua that as a Musa alayhi salam made for Sayyidina Harun alayhi salam turned him into prophet.
Do you know what the dua was?
I'm not sure, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. But that's the best dua that anybody's ever made for anybody else. So the prophets are chosen by people. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. The first. No, that's a different one. Yeah. The first among them. It's okay. We've not got the time. We've only got We've got 10 minutes. The prophets are the chosen people who invite people to Allah, all wise. The message of all prophets is Islam. The first among them, who was it? Who was the first prophet? Yeah, Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. And then the last one is obviously Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So how many prophets were sent to all nations? How many prophets are there approximately? Does anyone know? Huh?
144,000.
About 124,000 prophets and messengers came. A prophet who is given a new law in the form of a book is known as, come on, we did this 2 minutes ago, Rasul. Yeah? If he follows the previous law, he's known as what? Nabi. Yeah, we said this. We said that someone who's given a new Sharia is a Rasul. The person a prophet who follows an existing Sharia is a Nabi. Yeah? All prophets were men. There have not been any prophet from women. The prophets are infallible, free from minor and major sins before the announcement of prophethood. Okay, this is important. This is a very important thing, that prophets cannot commit sin. Then there's this misconception that some people believe that Na'uzubillah, Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam committed. No, he didn't. You can forget it out of forgetfulness. He did not. Prophets can't commit sin at all. They're infallible. They're masoom. They have to be perfect because they're Allah's representatives. Yeah? A major and minor sin. Before the announcement of prophethood and also after. So it's not just before they can commit sin, na'uzubillah, and after prophethood they can't. No. From birth, they're designed in such a way where they can't commit major and minor sins. Prophets and messengers sent to human beings were all human beings. No one has attained prophethood by virtue of his worship, devotion, and prayer, and any effort. So it can only be Allah chooses his prophets. Nobody, you can worship for millions of years. You are chosen to be a prophet. Not anybody can be. Nor can anyone be a prophet in the future through his efforts. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the seal of all prophets.
I'm trying to disturb you. Whenever you're ready, do swapping with Sufyan.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Do it now or?
No, I've got another 2-3 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, ठीक है. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the seal of all prophets. What does that mean? Khatam al-Nabiyyin, Khatam al-Nabiyyin. What does that mean? The final. He's the seal. What happens if you seal something?
Can't open it.
Can never be opened again. So when someone says it's a seal, it's shut now. The prophethood is shut. A prophet can never be come again. Yeah. Even Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, when he comes, he's going to come as a follower of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. Thus he is the head and the best of them in the sight of Allah. Yeah. He is the last prophet. There could be no newborn prophet after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whoever claims this is a liar and disbeliever. Yeah. I believe that every prophet. So you know sort of. Yeah, so the unanimous, anybody who believes that there's a prophet that can come after is unanimously out of the fold of Islam, okay? This has been believed. Every prophet was free from sin, truthful, trustworthy, just, super intelligent. This is what I mean, they're superhuman. They understand things that me and you can't understand, in the sense that they have to understand the revelation and stuff that's coming down, yeah? And they're free from any physical deformities. This is another thing. A prophet, he doesn't have, there's no disability on a prophet. In terms of looks wise, he's the most beautiful of his nation that comes. There's no one that, so Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam would have been the most beautiful of his nation. And Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam would have been the most beautiful of his nation. Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam would have been the most beautiful of his nation. Yeah? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most beautiful of our nation. There's, without a doubt, yeah? And they're secure against any dismissal from prophethood. So they're secure against any dismissal. If you become it's not like, oh, they can stop being a prophet. Once you're a prophet, you're a prophet. It's not, you cannot, it's not like Alan Sugar apprentice that you can get fired. Yeah? Once you're a prophet, you were born a prophet, you're chosen as a prophet, you're born a prophet. Obviously, as you get to a certain age, your prophethood is revealed, and you can never be removed as a prophet. They possessed all good qualities, moral and behavior, and were superior in knowledge from the people of their time. All of the prophets came for a limited time and a specific people and nations. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been sent to all mankind and jinn until the end of time. So before, prophets used to come for nations and qawms, yeah, like Qawm al-Lut and people like that, yeah. They came for certain tribes and at certain times. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because they are the seal of the prophets, has come for all humans and jinn, as well as for all of time till the day of judgment. There won't be another prophet. Yeah, so that's another thing there where that then falls on the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ to continue. You understand? So because that's one thing that's on our shoulders, because there's no prophet that's going to come, is then falls on the ummah to continue that message to the four corners of the world. Yeah, so it's everyone's responsibility.
Is everyone the ummah like non?
Yes, everyone. Whether you believe in the Prophet or not, you're part of this nation. Yeah. Obviously, Muslims are different to non-Muslims, but they are still. This is the ummah. This is the nation of the Prophet. Prophet Isa alayhi salam was born miraculously without a father, by the command of Allah. He was not killed nor crucified, but Allah the Almighty saved and raised him to heaven whilst alive. See, this is a belief that the Christians believe that he died on the cross for their sins. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. No. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam he's not died. He will raise to heavens and he's going to come down at the time of the Dajjal. He's not passed away yet. And he will obviously taste death like every human's going to taste death at the time that's appointed from Allah. He will descend near the day of judgment and he will preach Islam and the Sharia of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He will marry and have children. Apologies. He will marry and have children. Finally, he will die and be buried next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grave. So there's another separate cupboard there waiting for Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. So so we've done the beliefs up to the prophets. Now we're just going to quickly, inshallah, tomorrow we'll briefly finish off the beliefs in the hereafter, and like I said, there's something important that we need to go over, and that's beliefs and acts which take a person out of the fold of Islam. It's important that you understand that, and I believe there is.
Also, we have the dua Hasab gave to protect you against unintentional shirk shared in, was it this morning?
Yeah, so if you want to read that out, have you got it there?
No, I've got the call Rabbi Sadri, you know the dua that you took?
Yeah.
Hasab dua, I wasn't.
Yeah, chalo, we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, so there's 26 things that could take a person out of the fold of Islam. So it's important that we understand that, yeah? And we'll go inshallah. And then inshallah we'll go over it, yeah, tomorrow. Okay, it's not good. Sorry guys.
So you're going to carry on thinking?
Yes.
Aqeeda on this?
Yes. So hit the mic, pick your face.
Yeah, no, but it's sorted now, isn't it, though? What I'm saying is sorted. Huh? No, Hijabi won't do anything. Hijabi, you're going to stay here anyway, innit? ¿Cuál es su opción? ¿Me canagó?
Question now, Ustad.
Oh, thanks very much, very kind of you, Jazakallah. We're saying about Shahban.
Can you put the camera, zoom in when I do the practical, yeah? Okay. What was the last thing you did on fiqh? Someone remind me, please. Wudu?
Yeah.
Practical demo or just theory?
Both.
Okay. Also?
Oh no, not like in the sink.
Actually, yeah, we did. We said first then, and now we went to
You're Hafiz and Imam, I think, yeah?
I'm not happy. I'm reading.
Imamat? Oh, actually.
Alim.
Mashallah, many people, we don't know, we're very humble, mashallah. He's actually trained to be an alim himself, so we should really take the opportunity. The brother sat here, very modest of him to be sat here, obviously. Yeah.
Is that where you like understand the Quran?
No, it's like alim, like I'll tell you later. Don't worry. So I'm just conscious. This may be our last lesson together because obviously Eid may be on Wednesday, even for us. Maybe we'll see. So I'm going to try to go over Salah. Now, with the Salah, I'm going to go through the practical demonstration. So I'll need a volunteer who's tall. Say no names. I'm going to try to cover the mental components as well. So what should a person be thinking in the Salah? And I'm also going to, as a bonus, give you the spiritual component of Salah, because every posture has a spiritual meaning behind it as well. Many people don't teach it, they just treat the physical part, which is fine, that's the faraid. But our blessed teacher has taught us the spiritual part and what the Salah really means, because it's also good to know where you're coming from and what you're doing. Okay, let's have a quick recap. And also, for those watching online, the sisters, if you have any questions, could you please put them on the chat function and ask the media team to read them out. So if you have any questions, just please direct it to myself, anyone online. Okay, right, let's have a quick recap. For ghusl, who can give me one of the 3 components you have to have for ghusl to be valid? So hands up please, if you have any answer.
Wash every hair of the body.
Every part of the body, not yeah. Okay, well done. So cover the whole body with water. Well done, that's number 1. Do you want to come forward, by the way? It benefits everyone. Okay, and the 3rd?
Put water in your nose, open to left on your bone 3 times.
Yeah, well done. So both the brothers, yeah. So you have the mouth, the nose, and the body. Okay.
A little question about that.
Yeah.
If someone has long hair and they have their hair tied up and water touches every part of their scalp, does it have to touch every part of the hair as well, or is it just the surface of the skin?
So wudu or ghusl?
For ghusl.
When you say have long hair, as in when they open it or like in braids?
No, like sort of like just sort of tied up, like imagine a ponytail and the scalp. Do they have to wash the entire hair, wet the hair as well?
The only ruling I noticed for the sisters, if they have braids, they don't have to undo it. For brothers, I don't know. You have to ask Imam Ahmad. Yeah? Right.
Every hair.
Yeah, there you go.
For men.
Men, yeah.
For women, if they have braids, then they don't have to take a
Yeah.
hajj.
Yeah. So, okay, so that was ghusl. So, did you do wudu as well? No? In detail? But okay. Let's have a quick recap for wudu then. What are one of the 4 key components you have to have?
Wash all the face from the hairline to the ears to the chin.
Good.
So wet.
Okay, good, well done. Yep.
Quarter of your hair.
Must have had a quarter, well done. Number 3? Someone else if possible. The hands and the elbows, okay. What about the wrists?
Yeah, up to
Oh, okay. Yeah. So with this one, this is something I see all the time, it's a misconception. You want to be very detailed with everything with the wudu, especially now. You want to get in between the fingers in detail, here and here. The wrist is now, don't stop at the elbow, go past the elbow, cover it all, and then come back down, of course. Likewise with the face, a lot of people, they wash the face, but what they don't do, they don't focus on the little crevices here or here. You want to get everywhere, the water has to be everywhere. You should be in detail with the wudu. What's the last one before I tell you something like a... Yeah. Fit feet and the ankles, up to the ankle or include the ankles?
Including them.
Okay. Yeah, mashallah. So I'm going to show you something. I don't know if your other teacher showed you this, but so with the feet, yeah. So yeah, the ankles obviously. Now, did they show you about the finger? What order to do it? Okay. You should have taught this. Now, and again, it's something I see all the time. First of all, the tips of the toes is often forgotten. People put water here, on the sole, which is fine, on the ankle. You want to make sure the tips are in detail. Now, with your left hand, with it's called pinky, I think, pinky finger. I don't know what's the technical term, but I know pinky. You want to,
The little one.
The little one, yeah, okay. You want to start with the right foot, and you want to start with the smallest toe. You want to get in between here, and go in order, okay? When you get to the left foot, it's the other way around, so I'll just show you quickly. What time does it start? 8:01, is it? 8:01, okay. With this one, you want to carry in order, but you don't start here, you just start with the big one, and please get in between the toes, okay? There should be no part that's not wet by the end of the wudu. There's 2 videos I would recommend you watch. There's one from Blessed Sheikh Ahmed Al-Bagh on Facebook when they're in Morocco. The only downside with the video is the quality of the cameraman's camera is pretty poor and the audio is really bad. But if you watch them do it, it looks like an actual act of worship. They take their time, they don't use much water, Now, in terms of the quantity of water, you know those like I have a bottle, probably seen it some of you, or like a Volvic bottle. Straight speaking, that should be enough of wudu, that Volvic bottle. Straight speaking. So if you're in the habit of using the tap and leaving it on and wasting water, please get out of this habit. It's a very bad habit to get into. So much so, let's say for example, when you wash your mouth. When you wash your mouth, the tap shouldn't be on, you're still wasting water. Turn it on and off as much as you need, that's it. So drill this into yourself from now on, please. There's another video you can watch, it's on YouTube. If you type in The Art of Wudu, it's by a Mauritanian Sheikh. I forgot the blessed name, I think they're one of the teachers of Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. The quality on that one's really good. It's close up, the audio's really well done, and the video is really good quality. Watch how they do it and look at how long they spend in the wudu, and then you can tell this person is treating like an act of worship, and it really is an act of worship. So don't rush the wudu as you would not rush the salah. It's actually an extension of the salah. It's like a warm-up almost. So be in the presence of the 3 keys as well for the wudu, please. Okay, I need a volunteer now. I'm going to have to use someone tall preferably so everyone can see. Oh, Fabio, lad. So we'll start with the physical component of salah, and we're going to go into the details. We're going to try to identify misconceptions and common mistakes that are made. Okay, just imagine Qibla's that way, just because it's the way he stood. Now, if you look carefully, his toes are facing straight. They're not at angles, yeah, all over the place, and they're just nice and straight. Now, if he was going to be in Jamaat, I know some people saying so must feet to feet, shoulder to shoulder. Okay, there's a reason why I say that. But if you look carefully, there's a reason why we don't do that here as well. So his feet are comfortable. They're not wider than his shoulders, and they're not too close, touching. Get in a comfortable position so he's ready to pray. Stand up. Okay, if you just turn to the side, please. So face me. Now, with the salah, you want to try to make sure the body's nice and straight. The back of his head, his shoulders, his bum and heel are in one line, nice and straight. He's not slouching, okay? Unless you're old or you have a disability, you should not be slouching. Stand straight. At the end of the day, he stood in front of his Lord. Stand with some dignity, with respect. You're about to pray to your Lord. So you're going to be nice and smart about it. Now, I'll say Allah Akbar, so takbir, Allah Akbar. Get your head nice and straight. No, so try and make this and this in one line. Yeah? Now, if you just turn around back this way. So this one, again, he's raised his hands level to him. If you can, face the palms towards Qibla, if you can. Some people have disability, they can't turn the wrist or whatever. And then you're going to cross your hands. Now, as you can see here, he's done a really good job. His 3 fingers in the middle are pointing this way, sideways. His thumb on top, which you probably can't see what he's done is, he wrapped it over the wrist, which is good. And his little finger, he's wrapping on the bottom. Now, the 2 will not touch. That's biologically impossible. It's not the point. The point is, that's the way Hanafis read. He's nice and relaxed. His arms are sticking out. Some people read like that. That's fine if they do this, or they read like this, the Malikis and so forth. Nothing wrong with that. That's not the way we do it in the Hanafi madhab. So as you can see, he's now ready to begin. Now, if at any point, if he's praying, he's about to yawn, the first thing he's trying to do is resist the yawn as much as possible. If you can't, which sometimes it's impossible to resist, you're going to use the back of the hand that's above, cover your mouth, yawn, and return to posture quickly. Okay. Normally, in life, in this culture, the habit is use the left hand, which is fine. It's still respectful. Remember, as a rule of thumb, right hands are for clean things, left hands are for dirty things. So when you clean yourself in the bathroom, use the left hand. Eat with the right hand. This is the only exception. In Salah itself, do you want a chair? Just grab a chair. Have a chair. You sure? Just let our brother pass through, please. Can we let him through? Thank you. This is the only exception. Sorry? No, it's fine. No, I don't apologise. I appreciate that. Thank you. This is the only exception. You use the right hand for something like a yawn or a cough. Otherwise, if you're coughing, even English people, when I grew up with neighbours who were Catholics, and we had a lot in common. And they also use the left hand for dirty things, especially back then. Maybe not so much. I don't know. But for coughing or yawning, they use the left hand. So he's going to stay in this position. He's going to face the Qibla. His eyes are looking down to the ground. Now, if I say Allah Akbar, go and ruku. Again, can we ask at the end?
Just one thing before you go down, do you have your head down or is
no, straight. Your whole body should be nice and straight.
So so you're supposed to be looking down with your eyes but head straight.
Yeah.
So in relation to the belly button, where's the hand?
Okay, so go back to this. So in this one, now it's a bit difficult because he's taller than me, but I'd have it there so comfortable. Now you'll find the position naturally. Mine is actually just beneath the belly button, my thumb.
My belly button's here, by the way.
Yeah, so that's the natural position. Humans are designed in a beautiful manner where if it's uncomfortable, it's probably wrong. If it's comfortable, you're probably right. Yeah, but again, people have different restrictions physically. One brother was there when we go into the jalsa position or such position with the feet. He couldn't get into it physically because he's a reaver and he spent his whole life and he can't get into that position. So there are limitations and exceptions. So is that okay? Yeah. Go back.
I have a question about my head. It's like how straight.
This and this should be in one line if you can. Now that comes with practice, by the way. You might find your neck hurts if you're not used to it, but with practice you'll get used to it. Don't worry. Okay. Can you see the floor though?
Yeah.
That's fine. Go on, Ruku. Now, as you can see here, his legs are locked nice and straight. Now, the sunnah is to lock your arms straight. So lock your arms straight, that's sunnah. Now, I'm going to go straight to sunnah because we don't have time to go into the intricate details, and we should always be aiming for the highest level of salah. Whether it's physical salah or spiritual salah, aim for the highest possibility. Now, one thing Brother Fabi can do to improve is, see here, his back straight. Try to lift your head, so this is nice and straight as well. His eyes are looking at the tip of his left toe or right toe, doesn't matter which one. You pick whichever one you do. Now here it's nice and straight, his arms are straight, his legs are straight. He's comfortable, and if he was in Jamaat, he wouldn't be discomforting other people by sticking his elbow out. So come up straight, Allahu Akbar. Again, he's nice and straight. He's focused, he's facing towards Qibla, nothing, his feet have not moved yet. Allahu Akbar, go and sajda please. Okay. Now if you look carefully, both of his feet, sorry if I'm not going to cover your feet. Yes, okay, it's okay. Thank you, Jazakallah. So both his feet are on the ground. The reason why I say this is because some people, they have a tendency to lift the feet off. This is so dangerous that if the feet come off the ground, your salah is broken. Start again. The feet stay on the ground. I'll tell you a true story. There's one person I was reading behind in another mosque. And we weren't in Jamaat, we were doing it on his own. And not only did he lift his feet up, he started kicking around like this. I don't know what he was doing, but my brother, you know, are you here to play or read the mass? I don't know. Anyway, feet on the ground. Okay, I'm just going to sit down. Now here, if you look at Fabio, so what thing he can do to improve is the thumb can be level with the eye or the ear. Okay? And you want to try to bring them closer together, okay? His elbows off the ground, which is good. Men have the elbows off the ground, women have the elbows on the ground. Okay? So if you're on the ground, it's wrong, because obviously no sisters here, but the elbows are there. If you notice the elbow is not sinking, sitting too far sideways, he doesn't want to discomfort the person next to him. If you just take your elbow out for a second.
Sometimes people just...
Yeah, some people flare out the elbow. This is wrong, because it's not fair to discomfort the person next to you. In this culture, so just relax for a second. In this culture, they call it social awareness. The salah should be comfortable for yourself and the people next to you. There should be no discomfort. Some people go on sajda as if they're doing press-ups. I don't know what they're doing, but no, it's true. There's one person when I was young, you know, high school. Obviously, your kids back then. There's one brother I used to hate reading the next to him because he'd always do this and stick your elbow in your face. It's really dangerous because I don't know if I'm going to come back up with a black eye or something. But so yeah, when you're please in Jamaat, be conscious of the people next to you, people in front of you, and the people behind you. I'll tell you anyway, but I'll give you an example. You're probably never going to use this ruling, but for example, sometimes when I'm leading the Jamaat, the Imam has to be conscious of the people behind him. Once I was leading Jamaat, it was Jummah, and I know one of my colleagues, he has a disability, he can't walk properly. And I know he's in his 50s or 60s, he has to move very slowly because he's old and he can't move his leg properly. So I have to slow down the whole salah for one person, and this is the hukum, this is the ruling. So if you know the person next to you has a disability and you see they're struggling, just be conscious. Don't make it harder for them than it already is. It's hard enough sitting down on the ground as it is for many of us. And it's even hard for some people to pray. If they're in a chair or on the floor, it doesn't matter. Just be conscious of the person next to you. Okay, go back to that position, please. Okay. Sorry, yeah.
So you know when you put your hands on the floor, do you put your palm fully flat? Because sometimes the fingers will be on it, but the palm doesn't be fully flat on the floor.
So like that, you mean? Like not flat?
So
yeah, you want to try to keep it flat.
Fully flat and close together.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me actually. Come back up. So what is good point he said. So before when he was in ruku, his hands were on the knees. Now they're not too far down, they're not too far up. As long as the arms are straight, see how my hands are not touching, they're not massively extended, they're just relaxed. When you're in sajda, you want to try to point your fingers straight. That way, yeah? Not there, just there. Yeah. Come back up. Now let's assume this is Darshan position. Now you don't need to know the names. I'm saying it for argument's sake, but don't worry about the names or the Arabic. As long as you get the posture right, you've done your job. Now here, so I've not gone back up on purpose because I don't want to repeat the same thing twice, unless you have a question. But as you can see, he's done a good job here. His hands are not too far forward, they're not too far back, they're just there. So they don't go past the kneecap. That's in the right position. And you can see he's relaxed his hands. Now, before we had him out here, just relax. Okay, you don't want to. That's not how we're doing it. That's from before. In sajda, you're there. In ruku, you're there. Here, you're in the middle. Nice and calm, relaxed. What he can do is, if you can, put your head nice and straight. Now, his eyes this time are pointing in his lap. He's got jubba, so I want to just show you, demonstrate, and that's the lap. If you find you've got trousers on, or if you're at work, or even your jubba sometimes does this, that's fine. As long as you're looking at the lap region, you're covered. There's one more thing I was going to say. Oh, the feet, yeah. Can you turn around, sorry? Do a 180, please. Now again, this is sometimes difficult for the reverts. As you can see, his left foot is under his bum, it's flat under his bum. His right foot, I don't know if there's a name for this, but he's bent his toes, so his toes are pushed on the ground. Now, I struggle with this because I have a problem with my ankle.
I struggle as well.
Yeah, this should be, how he's done it is right, he's nice and straight. Mine's bent, but I have a bit of a dodgy ankle, so I can't straighten mine, but you want it nice and straight like this. Yep.
Is it 2 or 3 toes that you have to keep down as minimum?
Again, even I struggle because the way my feet are not right. If you can put 3 minimum, I think,
What
3.
if you don't do that and you pray, just like put your foot just
Flat.
flat like you said,
Double check with the Imam Sahib because I've always prayed like this, so that's the only ruling I know. If you have it flat, I don't know, you have to ask Imam Sahib. Huh? No, Jalsa.
No, if anyone says that, the namaz is valid.
No, Sajda, Jalsa, I'll touch that position.
Just for sajda, the two, if you're in sajda,
Go back to Sajda, please.
you go sajda, the 2 toes. So for example, see the one thumb and the other thumb. That's fard.
Yeah, that's for the minimum.
To keep that down, that's fard.
2 toes per foot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One on this side, one on this side. 3, no, carry on.
Wait, at least
3 are wajib. So you have to at least 3 touching the floor. They
Yeah,
should
so
be at least
3.
pressed. Because the Prophet said, I was commanded to do sajda on 7 bones. And one of them was your feet. And the akthar, the most part of your feet is what? 3 fingers. So that's why it's wajib to do 3 fingers. So it'll be 6, 2, 1 is fard, 3 is wajib, and full 10 is sunnah. So if you fully press it. And the main part is that your forehead is also placed tight on the floor.
If someone's wearing a Mount Street topi or whatever, what I do is I put it up. But is that necessary? I just do that.
You have to, because one of the bones, 7 bones is your forehead and the nose as well.
No barrier.
So this part should be fully placed on the floor. That if you were to press it, you cannot press it more.
So if someone was wearing a scarf, for instance, and that was against their forehead.
to be honest,
Yeah,
you say with pressure then,
if
isn't it?
you have to pressure it.
Yeah,
If you put a scarf there, no problem. You just have to.
Okay, as long as it's touching, pressing.
Because we do that.
Whoa, one at a time, please. Just have some etiquette, so one at a time, please. Hands up, please. Yeah.
It's a bit longer, that's why you get a bit of friction.
No, listen, the first part is that you stay in sajda for 1 tasbih. So if you, for example, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, once that's read, the first part is done. You got now come on. 3 is sunnah. Or So if anyone's done that, and then they place the foot one up a little bit, then the sajda is done.
Okay.
Going back to when you sat
When we
there,
raise the fingers and drop them, put the fingers
I'm
down.
going to come to that. Yeah. So I've only got 5 minutes left to cover the physical and spiritual components.
going back to when you
Yeah,
sat there, do you
yeah.
need your right foot?
Yeah.
Bend with your toe.
No, that's not wajib. It's not wajib. It's
Right.
sunnah to do it.
Go back in that position.
You should do it well, my
The last one. So we're going to do yeah.
Try.
Yeah, that's right. Say that. Okay, no, thanks for reminding me. I forgot all about some people, they either put the head or the nose on the floor. It should be both, or they be compulsory. There's actually 7 points of contact when you search the 2 palms, the 2 knees, the 2 feet, and this is the 7th, yeah? This counts as one big piece, so you want to do that. Now, the brother asking before, so when some people, they do this, or this, it's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, in the Hanafi madhab, we just do the finger, and we leave it there. And we leave it in that position. We don't go back to this. Is that answer your question?
At which point when you're reading Ashhadu an la ilaha, at which point do you lift and on which word do you put it down? Because I know
So Ashhadu is the alif, and Imam Sahib correct me, they say Ashhadu an la ilaha wa ashhadu anna Muhammad on the Allah part, and you drop it down.
So when you say Ashhadu, you raise.
It's say, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Because
When do you put it down?
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد
أشهد.
أن محمدا after.
Oh, the alif again. Anna Muhammad.
So what ashhadu, would you want to say what ashhadu I put it down?
Yeah.
You can put it, there's no harm.
Yeah, yeah,
Put
yeah.
it whenever you want.
Okay, so it's specific.
It's not specific.
Yeah.
I thought it
And
was.
leave your hand there.
Ashhadu, it just shows that Allah is one. We bear witness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah. Yeah. Quickly, we need to finish off this and do spiritual.
Keep your feet on the ground when you come in out of sajda.
How do you keep a plant on the ground? Just with practice, I suppose. I don't know. You mean, do your feet come off the ground when you come up? I don't know.
I like press my foot into the ground or something.
Let's say one foot comes off the ground. Is it namaz broken?
If you can't control it, it's different. If you're doing it consciously, it's different. If you're doing it consciously and you know you can resist, then that's a different matter. And then it comes down to intention as well. Some people have a physical, like I said, one of my foot I can't turn properly. It's, there's nothing I can do. But my niyat is to do it the right way. Yeah.
Even me, I can't get my foot under. Like some people be sitting on their foot. I can't get that.
As long as your intention is there. If you physically can't do it, like I said, it's different. People with disabilities and physical restrictions, it's different. If your intention is there, khair, just crack on. Do the best you can.
He's supposed to, if it's painful, he's supposed to try doing it even if it's painful, or you're not supposed to do it if it's painful.
You know your body better than anyone. You know how much you can tolerate. If you're at a point where the pain is taking your mind off salah, then you want to move away. If you can survive, then do what you can. It's again each to their own.
When you don't do it for days, you get used to it. When you initially do it, it's hard, but then over time it becomes easy.
Go back in that position. I want to finish off. Okay. No, you feel as well. Okay, again with the eyes. So when he comes up and he finishes, you want to try to put the eyes on the shoulder. Now, if you just turn your this way, so Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In Jamaat, what you want to try to do is even try to turn your shoulder slightly and try to get your peripheral vision, the people behind you. Because you say salam to the angels and the people to the side and behind you as well. And again, to the side, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, stomach up for a second, please. Sorry?
How do we stand?
So one second. Say that again.
Once he said Assalamu alaikum,
Yeah, there's no hard and fast rule. As when he said it, just turn. If you finish, just turn. If you're still reading and a few seconds delay, as soon as it's done, there's no hard and fast rule. That's it. Okay, look, we've got about 2 minutes left. Stand up. Okay. So this next part is actually a bonus. When you're quiet, I'll carry on. The next part was passed on by Sheikh Ahmad Abad to Imam Qais, and they passed it to myself. This is the spiritual component of Salah. Every posture has a meaning, everything in Salah. Everything Allah gives us has a meaning, there's a hidden hikmah behind it all. Now, understand one thing. First of all, from head to toe, everything he has, he's facing Qibla. Meaning, everything in life should always face Qibla as well. The three keys. Everything you do, everything you say, everything you, action. You want to try to understand, give preference to Allah Ta'ala and His command. So everything in the Salah can be translated to out that Salah as well. Everything. So when we do Allahu Akbar, Takbir, at this point, his mentality should be, God is the greatest. Nothing else matters right now. Not your family, not your friends, not work, nothing matters. Forget everything, get it out the window. This is your time with your Lord. Treat it like that. There's 5 times a day God invites you to come to Him. Obviously that's the minimum, but 5 times God is saying, come to me, my servant, come to me. This is your one-to-one time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Treat it like that. You try to make a point with your dentist or your doctor, it takes weeks. They haven't got time for you. God's saying, I've always got time for you, my servant. This is your time. Always treat every salah as if it's your last prayer ever, because it could be straight speaking. You don't know when we're going to die. So the point is, he's focusing now on Allah Ta'ala on the 3 keys. Nothing else should be in the mind. If it comes to the mind, get rid of it as soon as possible and refocus. Now the eyes, if you notice, they're either looking at the floor, looking at his toe when he's in he's going to look at his toe, or in sajda he's going to look at the lap region. Allah teaching us to lower our gaze. Outside in life there are distractions, which I'm not going to name. He's saying, control the eyes, my servant, look down. The Prophet ﷺ, to the nearest effect, they spent most of their time looking at the ground. When they were told people to look at the ground, when they walk, look at the ground. They only sometimes look up as a glimpse to the person when they're talking and look back at the ground. I mean, Allah is saying, control your eyes. If you focus, whenever he speaks in Salah, he speaks the kalam of Allah. He speaks of goodness. Otherwise, he's silent. Allah is teaching us, speak good or remain silent. In Jama'at, most of the time you're in silence. You're not speaking at all. If you're speaking, it's Allahu Akbar, Sami Allahu liman hamida, Subhana Rabbil Adeem. You're only speaking goodness. Allah is teaching us, speak goodness. Don't backbite, Don't slander, swear, etc. If you're going to speak, speak of goodness. Otherwise, don't speak at all. It's better. Okay. If you look at his hands are tied in this position or in ruku or sajda. They're in a fixed position. His hands are to himself. Allah is teaching us, don't misuse your hands, don't mistreat people physically, don't harm people. If you look at his feet, they're always facing forward, whether in this position or going ruku or in sajda. If you go down in sajda, his feet are always pointing towards Qibla. Don't go to unlawful places. Keep your feet in line with the Holy Command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you come back up, in this position, again, he's nice and straight. If you can move your head a bit back, if you can. This should be in one line, good. Again, he's in a dignified manner. Treat yourself with dignity. Treat us with dignity. Don't rush the salah. Every transition and every movement should be with ease and comfort. Don't rush the salah. Take your time. At the same time, don't read so slowly, you're going to cause discomfort to people. If you're in a masjid, for example, like now, and you can see people trying to move around, don't read mega slow. Be conscious of your surrounding. Yes, you're praising to your Lord, but like I said, the other component is people around you. You don't want to cause discomfort to anyone. When he finishes, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and on the way as well. Again, he's lowering his gaze. You're looking here. You're not looking to the side, not looking around or up anywhere. His gaze is lowered. Okay, stand up. Thank you, Jazakallah. How are you doing for time, Jabir? How are you doing for time? Is it time or? 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Salam. Yeah. Okay. First thing you understand, if anybody walks in front of you, your namaz won't be affected, don't worry. You carry on. There's reasons why, and there are conditions why people may do this now, especially, is anyone been to Umrah or Hajj? Okay. Now, in that situation, obviously, it's such a big place that people have to move around for X, Y, Z reasons. Again, the responsibility is theirs, but they are allowed, there are certain Sharia reasons why they can actually walk in front of you. I don't want to go into detail, but don't worry. All you have to understand is if someone cuts you off, your namaz is not going to be affected. You carry on. Okay?
In regards to that, he's saying that, he's saying that if anyone comes across, what can you do? You can, make them aware, or just put your hand a little bit out. You stop them.
How many times you have to leave position before your salah is broken? 3 times.
Say that again, sorry.
How many times you can move your hand? You know what I mentioned? 3 times you scratch yourself.
Yes. The scratch is different. If you can resist and constantly, I can get by, then try to resist. If you're at the point where you know what, it's annoying me this, then quickly itch and go back to position. I don't know, I've not been told any limits. I've not been told any limits.
3 times in posture, I think it brings your salah.
Oh, I don't know. Even I don't know. Maybe you're right.
I noticed Hassab also, because I like watching their details. When they do Allah, they don't touch the ears, they just put the hand here.
Yeah. Palm facing the Qibla. Yeah.
And also when they do that, I noticed Hassab's index finger is just slightly over the curve of the forearm. Just micro details.
Yeah, it's good to know. Again, maybe they know something I don't, which probably they do. Yeah. But the ruling I recommended was just the 3 there.
Sure, that's the ruling, but the subtleties are just like Hassab's nuanced understanding. They've seen the Prophet
But it's also be a physical restriction as well. Sometimes people have physical restrictions in bodily parts. Like for example, the heel, for example, you can't always point straight. Sometimes it's bent.
And how do you stand up from sujood to standing in terms of
Okay.
Do you put your hands on the floor?
What do you mean from sajda?
Yeah, from sajda to standing.
I don't. Some people do. I don't. That's what I was taught, and I've never had since. One thing I will say. Okay, Jazakallah, everyone. Thank you very much. You go to. One thing I will say: when you go down sajda, the right knee goes first on the ground, and then left.
Oh, together.
Yeah. That's again. This is what I was taught by Imam Qais, and they come as yourself. So no, that's fine. That's fine. Coming up.
तू उसकी खता بدل دے جو اب مولا 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 یہ دل تیری رحمت کا طلبگار ہو مولا یہ دل تیری رحمت کا طلبگار ہو مولا تیرے ہی خیالوں میں گرفتار ہو مولا یہ دل تیری رحمت کا تو اس کی خطاؤں کو عطاؤں میں بدل دے تو اس کی خطاؤں کو عطاؤں میں بدل دے جو اب مولا 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 یہ دل تیری رحمت کا طلب